with this video today, the question I'm trying to help you answer is, how do you know how to trust real estate agents? Look for real estate agents that are high producing agents. My point is, I'm willing, because I sell 50 houses a year, I'm willing to give someone the advice to wait because it doesn't really change much for me. I'm still gonna sell lots of houses. It's not gonna change my bottom line. But if I was an agent who only sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 houses a year, you're gonna be one of those 10. I'm probably gonna push you down that line a little bit faster because it's the only way I get to pay the bills. Should you trust real estate agents when they're always telling you right now is an incredible time to buy and sell? My name's Nicolle, I'm a realtor, so I'm gonna break down for you why I think it's difficult for you to always trust realtors, because I wasn't always in real estate, and I actually got into real estate after my own frustrations where I ended up in litigation. I ended up in a lawsuit because I bought a house, I had conditions, decided not to move forward, and that seller decided not to give me my deposit back. My realtor was stumped, his broker of record was stumped, everybody around them was like, this shouldn't be happening to you, and lo and behold, it did happen to me. And it was a very difficult season. And deciding to get my real estate education at that time was something that I didn't intend to go full-time into. And then here I am. And now I've got people like you may be watching this video asking me questions all the time about when is the right time to buy or sell real estate. Now here's the truth. Nobody has the crystal ball. And maybe you already said that at the time you saw this and you know that that's true, or maybe you thought that to yourself. But if you really believe that nobody has the crystal ball, then you have to understand that nobody can truly tell you when the right time to buy or sell a house is, because anything can happen. You could list your house this month and the government of Canada could do an interest rate change, or you could list your house this month and there could be some terrorist event or some unexpected, unforeseen thing. Or imagine you're one of those people who listed your house in March and then the global pandemic hits and the market drops off for a couple weeks and you panic and then the market bounces back. So it's very difficult for us to know truly what's gonna happen. So then you're saying, well, Jake, yeah, but there's kind of trends and there's things that are happening that are a little bit smoother despite the craziness of these unforeseen circumstances. And yes, that's also true, which is where I think almost all realtors start to give their advice from. So here's my perspective on how you can make decisions for yourself about when the best time to buy or sell is. Number one, the best time to buy real estate was always 10 years ago. Across any time in the market, pretty much all over history across the last 100 years, if you had bought real estate 10 years ago from right today, go look at what those numbers would be. You'd be making an incredible amount of money. If you went back 10 years and you went 10 years before that, you'd be making less because the market lately has been crazy, but you'd still be making money. So the answer is a lot like the answer to when's the best time to plant a tree. Best time to plant a tree was 10 years ago. The next best time is today. And the reason so many real estate agents are encouraging people to buy today, number one, is because they're incentivized. So let's get that out of the way. And this is where the lack of trust comes from. When I hear real estate agents saying, right now is an amazing time to buy, and it's also an amazing time to sell, those things sound like they're conflicting, because we think if it's a great time to be selling, then buyers are getting screwed over, right? And if it's a great time to be buying, then sellers must be getting screwed over. And the truth is, it's a little bit of both and, meaning it's not about the market, it's often about the marketing when you're selling, and then it's about the strategy when you're buying and looking for those opportunities. Having said all of that, the reason I said I want to educate you today on discovering when the best time for you is to buy or sell is that we also aren't buying and selling real estate purely as some kind of speculative financial investment, right? Like, these are still our houses that we're trying to buy, to live in, to raise a family, and suddenly you have a kid and you need more space. You're not then deciding, should I wait 5 years to sell? It's like, I have to sell and move or buy a bigger house, or maybe now it's time to downsize and I'm getting older and the stairs are harder and I want more space. And could you wait 3 more years and maybe save an extra $10, $20, $50,000? You might be able to, you might not. And you also might hurt yourself trying to walk upstairs for too long. And I'm not even trying to be facetious. I'm being serious to say that at the end of the day, you should be making your real estate decisions around your lifestyle and what you're trying to do with your life. And then within that time frame, if you've got a couple months wiggle room or you're really not in a rush, that's where you get to play the market timing game a little bit more, which is a difficult one to predict because of how much things can change and shift and everything else. The reason I think it's almost always a good time to sell real estate, specifically here in Southern Ontario, Ontario is that we have such a supply and demand problem. It's almost a perpetual seller's market. And there's been these instances where we have interest rate changes like we saw in 2022, where suddenly in March of 2022, the Bank of Canada starts to let everybody know it's going to be raising rates. And when that happens, we certainly see it shift to a little bit of a buyer's market. But you know what's amazing? During that really short window of time of about 7-8 months, and it's short in the grand scheme of a 10-year period, there was an incredible opportunity for you to go out and buy real estate with still very low interest rates and really competitive prices. And I would say that tapered off around December or January leading into 2023. Now, when it comes to buying, my strategy around buying is this. There are always properties that align with what your goal is to buy that you can find deals on. The other thing is, if you are buying a home that is a 3 or 4 bedroom house in very desirable neighborhoods, there's an unending amount of competition for those homes. So you trying to time the market to buy a house like that, you're waiting for a crippling event like what we just saw happen. And you know what's amazing? From the time that I just outlined, from March 2022 as the market came all the way down to reach its bottom in December 2022, you know how many buyers were like, I'm gonna wait for the market to bounce back to buy? And it's like, that was the opportunity you guys were waiting for. So the reason I don't try and play the market timing game with my clients is that when the best buying opportunities are here, the level of fear is so high that most people aren't gonna be able to pull the trigger anyway. And I've seen this time and time again. It's the fear-greed index. If you've never heard of the fear-greed index, go look at it. The fear-greed index is essentially saying that it's the Warren Buffett saying, when everybody's really greedy, that's actually when you should be the most fearful. But our human nature, for some reason with stocks and real estate and anything that is speculative investments or assets, what we tend to typically do is when everybody else is being greedy, we jump on ship. And that's actually when you should be the most scared, because that's probably when the market is reaching its pinnacle of height and it's soon to change direction. And the opposite is also true, is that when everybody's the most fearful, that's actually when you should be the most greedy. And that's ironically the time when most people shift and they become fearful and they don't make decisions, and it's because everybody else is also afraid, and it's hard for you to be the person amidst your family members, your coworkers, your friends, everyone around you that's like, man, this market is crazy right now. What if prices go even further down? And the truth is, yeah, but they're already low and they're already coming down. With this video today, the question I'm trying to help you answer is, how do you know how to trust real estate agents? Look for real estate agents that are high producing agents. The reason is they have more stability in their career to give you advice that is going to affect them, but it affects them less because they have so many sales going on. Here's a great example. I have people reaching out to me saying, should I sell my house right now if I can wait until next year? And the advice is this: if you're really not in a rush, wait things out a little bit. Let the market stabilize. Let's see where things really pan out, where they end up. But the other side of that coin is, a year from now, prices might be kind of in the same boat. And if that's the case for you and you really don't care too much if prices are around the same, then you could just sell now. It doesn't make a difference. But my point is, I'm willing, because I sell 50 houses a year, I'm willing to give someone the advice to wait, because it doesn't really change much for me. I'm still gonna sell lots of houses. It's not gonna change my bottom line. But if I was an agent who only sold 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 houses a year, you're gonna be one of those 10. I'm probably gonna push you down that line a little bit faster, because it's the only way I get to pay the bills. So number one, look for high producing agents. Number two, look for agents that have a really good rationale. And the rationale should be spread across things like what's going on with interest rates, what's going on with supply and demand, what are the current economic trends that I'm seeing across not just Canada, but also the United States. So just with those couple categories alone, that's how you can interview an agent before you take their advice. Most agents are going to tell you right now is the best time to buy or sell. Some of them are going to be right. Some of them are going to be half right. It's up to you to decide. Use this video as your North Star to get there. And further to that, we actually have this video right here that you can check out right now, which is, what are the questions you should ask a realtor when you're interviewing them? Not just about the economy, not just about interest rates, not just about the best time to buy or sell, but what should you ask them to really know if they're gonna be the right person to help you with one of your biggest financial decisions, which is, when should you be buying and selling real estate? How should you do it? What's the best way to plan it? So check out that video. You're gonna love it. As always, guys, if you enjoyed this channel, hit the like button, smash subscribe. We look forward to seeing you in the next one. My name's Jake Nicolle. I'm here to help you navigate the market, and at the very least, give you some perspective that you can go towards your realtor and get the best out of them. Hope you guys have a great day. Cheers.